Namaste. This is Brenna Bellhouse coming to you live from Inner Revolution Yoga Studio online. This practice is a movement and meditation class. So we will be doing a 10 to 15 minute meditation as well as some gentle movements to open up the body before we have our seated practice. Position. For me, I'm using a bolster. Pillows will do. In this practice, we will also be using a strap. If you have a strap, or a towel will also be used. Blocks and a blanket. If you don't have those, I will be giving modifications for that. But make sure you have a blanket or a towel that you can use as a strap. So let's come together and close our eyes in this seated position. And just lifting the heart about 45 degrees, drawing the chin in slightly towards the chest and lifting up through the crown of the head. And again, if you find a seated position very uncomfortable for you in this moment, you can also lie down on your back. So never take any shape that is in discomfort, especially for meditation, as we want to find ease in our body so that we can find ease in our mind. And start to tune into your breath. When we say tune into our breath, what we mean is really start to feel the inhale and feel the exhale without the story. Following the inhale as it moves through the belly, the ribs, the chest, and following the exhale as it moves out through the nose, the chest, the ribs, the belly into the spine. So keep following this breath, following the inhale, and following the exhale. Dropping into this moment, into your breath. And just noticing the mind, acknowledging. If you hear the story, see if you can just acknowledge that. Don't judge it, don't label it, don't make the story longer. Acknowledge and then come back to feeling the breath in your body. If you'd like to set an intention for this practice, feel free to set your intention. This word or phrase that'll move your energy in a positive direction. See if you can feel the energy of your intention. Another great tool to bring you back to the present moment. Let's begin by starting to notice the sounds in our environment. So wherever you are, see if you can notice the sounds that are furthest away from you. And as you start to notice the sounds, try not to create a story or a label. See if you can just hear the vibrations, the quality, the frequency of the sound. Becoming curious. And then start to move the sounds closer in, maybe the room that you're in. Noticing another sound, the vibration, quality, the tone. See if we can let go of the story, the labels. And just bring this element of curiosity into what we're hearing. And then maybe bring this awareness of sound even deeper into the room, perhaps even into your own body. See if you can hear your own breath. Notice the deeper levels, the deeper tones of sound in your own body. Letting go of the story. Just noticing with curiosity. Listening. And then from the sense of sound, coming into your sense of smell. And just noticing what smells present themselves in this moment. Again, let go of the label or the story of the smell. Notice the quality, the frequency. Allow your awareness to stay in that sense of smell. Anytime it wanders off with the mind or the mind trails a story, guide it back to that sense of smell, that scent. Move the tongue away from the jaw so the jaw and the face softens. Focusing on that sense of smell. And if you don't smell anything, notice how the air moves in at the tips of the nostrils and how the air moves out from the tips of the nostrils. Let this be your focal point. Catching the mind as it starts to create stories, and then gently guiding it back to the sense of smell. Now navigating away from the sense of smell into our sense of taste. Maybe there's no taste on the tongue at this moment, but noticing what happens when you bring your awareness to your sense of taste. What happens in the mouth. Alongside of the tongue, the taste buds at the top, the middle, the back. Just exploring this sense of taste on your tongue, in your mouth. Just noticing with curiosity, letting go of the story and becoming present in your sense of taste. Notice when the mind creates the story, and just gently guide it back. Exploring the sensations in the tongue, the mouth. And from our sense of taste, moving our awareness into our sense of touch. So noticing where you're sitting or lying, notice what's beneath you. And again, without the story or the label, notice the sensation or the feeling. Notice the clothes on your skin. Maybe even feel the air on your skin. Just observing the sensations around touch, sensations, quality, the feeling. With curiosity. Anytime the mind wanders, gently guide it back to the present moment in your body. Mind wanders, bring it back to another part of sense of touch. And this practice really is about just catching the mind in its stories and bringing it back to the present moment. Sense of touch. And then just guiding the thumb and pointer finger together, and just start to move the fingers, noticing the sense of touch at the point of the thumb and the point of the pointer finger. So you're just touching the tips of the fingers together and just observing curiously how this feels in your body. And then take the thumb into the middle finger. Move it around, notice that sense of touch. Become curious. And then to the ring finger. And then to the baby finger. And then let that go. And very consciously start to open your eyes and bring your eye gaze down and just start to observe your sense of sight. Again, try to let go of the label, the story of what you see. See if you can just curiously observe. Notice the shapes, the colors, the depth, quality of the image in front of your eyes. Become curious, present. Let the gaze soften. This helps release any tension we may feel. Relaxes the eyeballs in their sockets. And then when you're ready, bring your hands together and rub them together pretty fast. Build some heat. We hold a lot of sensation in our hands. Our nadis are ending and starting in this spot. And then once you feel the heat, bring the hands over the eyes and just cup the eyes. Eyes can be softened. Just take a few breaths here. And then exhale, release the hands, bring them to the heart. Anytime our hands are in this position, Anjali Mudra, we can welcome something we're truly grateful for and see if you can feel that vibration of gratitude through every cell of your body. Beautiful. If you're in a seated position, we're going to go down onto our backs. If you are on your back, then you can just stay there. So we're going to need that towel or that strap. So making your way onto your back, just notice how the body feels if you've been sitting for a while. Let's take one more breath on our back, just noticing. And then when you're ready, taking the strap in your right hand, and we're going to loop it over that right foot, just in the middle. And we're gonna inhale and draw the leg up and stay as relaxed as we can in that extended leg and the upper body. And we're just gonna start to make nice circles in one direction. So press the heel up, toes back. The leg that's lengthened in the air, we're just gently guiding it around one direction, just noticing that range of motion in our hip. And then switch direction. So now guiding that hip joint. Maybe they're small circles, maybe they're large. Just kind of tune in to what your body's feeling, what your body needs. This practice of mindful movement really is about tuning in with what your body needs in the present moment. So I'm your guide, I will give you some direction, but really your body is the one that will tell you and give you the most information. You have all the wisdom inside of you. And then finish the one you're on. Bring the leg back to center and gently guide it towards the chest. We can hold on to it with both hands or one hand. But again, try to stay nice and relaxed in the upper body. We're going to take 3 breath cycles here, feeling a nice gentle opening through the back of the right leg. And the next exhale, it's good to bring the blocks out where the foot's going to land. That's an option. So on the next exhale, the right hand takes the strap. And as you exhale, the leg's going to come out to the right side. And I have my block set up here so that my leg can kind of just rest on the blocks. And just take a couple of breaths here. Mindful movement is about choosing gentle shapes for your body. One more full breath. So just opening that hip joint. You may feel a nice gentle stretch through the inner thigh, the back of the legs. And then on the next inhale, leg comes up. Your option is to switch the blocks onto the other side. I have a bolster on the other side that's going to catch my leg. Switching the strap into the left arm, exhale the leg back down. So now a nice stretch through that outer hip. And again, the option is to turn the head in the opposite direction. So try to keep the shoulder blade grounded here. Let your body decide what is the best shape for you. 3 more breaths. And on the next inhale, guide the strap back up, leg back up, both hands on the strap. One more time, draw the leg in towards the chest. And then on your next exhale, release the strap and let the leg come down to meet the other. Put the strap to the side just for a moment and come back into that Shavasana shape. Just notice. 3 full breath cycles here. And then on your next inhale, reach for the strap again, loop it around the left foot. And inhale, lift up the left foot. I like to have my strap even on both sides. And then as you exhale, that lengthened leg on the mat stays relaxed and passive, and the leg in the air, heel up, toes down. Just draw that knee or that leg in towards the chest. So never locking the knee, always a gentle bend in the knee. Spending a few more breath cycles, feeling the back of the leg open, the lower back release a little bit. So anytime we're really tight in our hamstrings, it puts a lot of strain on our lower back. So this is a wonderful practice if you have any lower back pain. We're really going to do a lot to open the back side of our body. And then we're going to start to make those circles in one direction. So again, just let the heel kind of draw those circles. They can be large, they can be small. Just tuning into hip joint, the back of the leg. And then switch that direction. Don't forget about your breath. Keep that nice 3-part breath, that inhale, belly, ribs, chest, and that exhale, chest, rib, belly. And then finishing the one you're on, draw the knee and the leg back in towards the chest. Then holding in that left hand, as you exhale, right hand comes out, and just gently guide that left hip, left leg down to rest on your blocks or your bolster. 3 breaths here. Maybe it feels good to look in the opposite direction, adding a very gentle twist. And if the head is to the other side, bring it back to center. Inhale, bring the leg back up. And then switch the hands now. Left hand, right hand, left leg opens to the side. Again, your blocks can be there, your bolster can be there. Just make sure that left shoulder stays on the ground. Beautiful stretch for the outer hip. And again, you can look in the opposite direction. Just notice what feels good in your body. 2 more breath cycles. And on your next inhale, guide the leg back up to center. One more time, draw it in towards the chest. And then as you exhale, release the strap, put it to the side, and then let the leg come down into that Shavasana shape. Pause and notice. One more breath cycle here. And then when you're ready, walking the feet towards your bum, full feet on the mat, knees towards the sky. We'll just do a few. Inhale, roll the spine up. Exhale, roll the spine down. So just noticing at the bottom, roll the pelvis out. Inhale, roll all the way up. Exhale, release. Few more, following your own breath, just mindfully moving the spine. A little bit of engagement through the back body. We just stretched the back of the legs, the hips. Now we're engaging a little bit as we press up through the heels and use the hamstrings and glutes to lift the body. And let's do 2 more. Remembering your breath. And then this time, grab your block, press the hips all the way up, and we're going to find supported bridge. So taking the block on the low or the second level and placing it on your sacrum, which is just below the lumbar vertebrae, right at the triangular bone that connects the hips. So another way just to notice if the block is in the right position. 1, you should feel supported. If you feel like the block's not supporting you, adjust it. 2, you should never feel any pain or sharpness coming from the spine. So if you're feeling like there's a lot of sharpness or pain, there's a couple of options. You could do this pose with a blanket, so it just won't be as high, which is a gentler version. You can also use a bolster here, which provides a little bit softer support. So there's all kinds of options to take this gentle inversion supported bridge. You don't have to use a block. But what you have to do is listen to the body. So just make sure all the toes are grounded. See if you can let your body relax a little bit. We're going to be here for 3 more breath cycles. Really taking advantage of the openness of the chest and the heart so we can take full deep breaths through our lungs. That 3-part breath is inhaling belly, ribs, chest. And exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Find 1 more deep, full breath like that. And on the next inhale, press into the mat, lift the hips off the block, remove your block or your prop, and slowly come down vertebrae by vertebrae until the full back is on the mat. Draw the knees in towards the chest, give yourself a hug, rock and roll the spine. And you can move a block on each side. We're going to be moving into some moving, reclining twists here. And then we'll find some stillness as well. So just roll out the lower part of the spine. We just did quite a bit of work there. rolling it in all directions. And then come down onto the right side in fetal position, setting up for a moving reclined twist. So start with that transition, that support of your body. Feel that support, add that self-compassion practice here. And then align the knees and the hips, the shoulders, elbows, wrists, and fingertips. And as you exhale, open into the T. Inhale, come back, palm over palm. Exhale, open. So mindful, conscious movement. Keep going with your own breath. Feel the air on the fingertips as the hand moves. Feel those fingertips, just like we did when we were exploring that touch at the beginning of our meditation. Add that practice here. We're going to do one more of these. So the inhale comes back, feeling the pads of the fingertips, and the exhale, open into the T and landing the shoulder blades on the mat. And as you exhale, the option is to keep the spine straight, looking up towards the sky, or turning the head in the opposite direction of the knees. So just laying here, we're going to stay here for a few breaths and just noticing anywhere you're holding tension in your body, adding that gentle body scan. When you notice an area, begin to exhale the energy of your breath. And this energy of your breath will help the release, will help open. And in reclined twist, make sure the shoulder blade's grounded. If the shoulder blade is lifting, try adding a block underneath the knees. So lifting the knees a little bit will add you a little bit more range of motion in the upper spine. We want to make sure in reclining twist that we're not twisting through the low back. Our lumbar is not meant to twist, but the upper thoracic and cervical vertebrae get a lot of benefit from twisting. So making sure this twist is coming from that upper back. One more breath. And then on the next inhale, bring the head back to center, and then draw the knees up towards the chest. And exhale, come right back into that transition where we're feeling supported by our body in that fetal position, adding that element of self-compassion. And then finding that moving twist on the other side, bringing the knees up in line with the hips, shoulders, elbows, wrists align. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, open into a T. Follow your breath. Inhale, palm over palm, just like that beginning meditation, feeling the touch of the fingertips. Exhale, open. Inhale, pads of the fingers touch. Two more with your own breath, feeling the air dropping into the body. When you're finished your last one, anchoring the shoulder blades again, maybe that means lifting the hips and placing a block on the other side. Inhale, lengthen. If it feels okay, exhale, look in the opposite direction of your knees. So finding any reclined twist that supports your body in this practice, in this moment. And as you inhale, envision the energy of your breath coming up through the spine. And as you exhale, out through the middle of the spine, through the fingertips, so twisting through that mid-back. Releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth, opens the jaw, relaxes the face. Two more breath cycles here. Now on your next inhale, head comes back to center. And then the next inhale, bring the knees back to center. Guide them in towards your chest and just start to make those circles. Inhale, bring the knees in. Exhale, open the knees. So again, tuning into the hips. Just being curious in how these ball and socket joints move. dropping into the body and feeling. And then finish the rotation and switch the direction. Guide by your breath. Using the breath as a seed to take you deeper into your yoga practice. And finish one more. And then bring the pads of the feet together. Let the knees come out to the side. Wonderful option here is taking a block or your pillows, whatever props you have, and supporting the knees in this cobbler's pose. Drawing the hands into cactus arms, so elbows and shoulders aligned, palms are up. Again, if this is too much for your shoulders or if you're feeling any numbness and tingling, then the hands can rest down by the side. We're going to take 3 beautiful breaths here. When you finish your 3rd breath, bring the hands back down beside the body, pause and notice. And then use the hands to draw the knees back in. We're going to extend that left leg, draw that right knee in, and start to make circles in one direction with that right hip joint. And then gently moving the circles in the other direction. Just tuning into how this ball and socket joint moves, noticing with curiosity without judgment. And then finish the one you're on. We're going to bring that left foot to the mat, knee towards the sky. And we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. As you exhale, just gently press the knee away. So your option is to stay here, and a great way to extend the length of your arms is press a block into the knee. And this just adds a little bit more support as well as length to open the pelvis. If you'd like to go a little deeper, your option is figure 4. So reaching for the hamstring or the shin. And I find I like to put a block or a pillow behind my head just so that my neck stays neutral. I don't want to be looking up like that. It's going to cause more tension through my upper body. So drawing the chin in towards the chest, and then it can go a little deeper, holding on to the shin. And we're just going to start to make circles here again. So wherever you are in the shape, even if your foot is down, just start to make circles just like we did in one direction. You're going to notice a little bit of a different sensation here. These are mindful movements. Now let's switch that direction. And what can this tell you about your body? What can this tell you about what's happening in that right hip? Well, for me, it's showing me where I'm holding tension. And then from this, I can find the space where I'd like to rest for a few breaths. So moving over to the side, I saw a little bit more tension on the left side. So I'm actually tipping my body to the left side a little bit and drawing the knee in. So let that mindful movement show you in your body where you're holding, and then find that space to send 3 full exhales to work at releasing that tension. These are all little tricks to get a little deeper into our body, to get a little bit more present. Once we find these areas that we're holding, we can start to release. On the next inhale, bring yourself back to center, release the legs, and if you have a pillow or a block, release it from behind the head, extend the legs down, find that Shavasana shape, and just pause, deepen the breath, notice. Anytime we do one side, a wonderful practice is just to notice the difference between the left and the right side without the story. And then on the next inhale, guide that left knee in towards the chest, and just, again, isolating that movement, that range of motion in one direction, and listening to what the body's messages is or are. And there's any way you make these circles is wonderful, just listening to the body. So maybe the circles can be large or small. Maybe you're holding your knee, maybe you're not. There's always options. And then let's switch the direction. Tuning in to our body. And then finish the one you're on, bring that knee in towards the chest. And now that right leg bends, and we're crossing the left ankle over the right knee, starting by pushing away the knee. So again, the option can be that block, which just extends the leg. And feel free to stay here or reach through the legs, holding the hamstring or the shin. And again, supporting the head if you need, so that the central or the cervical vertebrae stays nice and lengthened. And then start to make those circles in one direction. Listening to your body's messages. And then switch that rotation, that direction. And then find that spot that needs your attention. And we're going to send 3 full breath cycles here. When you finish your 3rd breath, come back to center with the inhale, release the legs, come back for a moment in that Shavasana shape. Pause and notice. And on your next inhale, make your way over onto your belly. Bring the forearms close to the armpits. Come up onto the forearms. We're going into Sphinx pose. Open in the hands, rolling the shoulders down and back. We're going to do a little bit of gentle movement here. So inhale, come up, press the pubic bone into the mat, and then exhale, lower forehead to the ground, let that go. Inhale, press into the forearms, roll the spine up, maybe look up. Exhale, lower, peel the vertebrae down. Inhale, peel up vertebrae by vertebrae. This is mindful movement. Exhale, lower. So just tuning into that lower back. Notice how the body feels. One more time, lifting up. And then exhale, coming back down. Now bring the hands alongside of the body, one cheek to the mat. And then just shake the pelvis a little bit, let go of any tension in the lower back. 3 breaths here, feeling the rise and the fall of your belly. And great practice in this shape is to really feel that 3-part breath. Feel the belly push into the mat, the ribs fill, the chest fill, and then feel the exhale, chest, ribs, belly into the spine. Next exhale, switch your cheek to the other side. Feel the inhale. Feel the exhale. 2 more breath cycles. On your next exhale, release. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the hands by the armpits and push yourself back into your child's pose. So bum comes towards the heels. Knees can be apart, wide angle, or together. And then you can rest your forehead on a block if it doesn't reach the ground. So We want to make sure that our head is supported. We're not holding any tension here. Some options for our arms, they can be forward, reaching the fingers forward, feeling a nice gentle pull through the shoulder blades in the back. Or they can be back behind the body, palms open towards the sky, feeling the shoulder blades open externally. And wherever you are, find a shape that supports your present moment. 2 more breath cycles. The next inhale, if the hands are behind you, bring them forward, and then just walk yourself over to the right side. So we're feeling a nice stretch through that left side body. If you can, get the head on the floor or block. 2 more breath cycles here, just feeling the side body gently stretch and open. On the next inhale, move through center, and then the exhale to the other side. Spending a few breaths here. And then inhale, come back through center. We're going to come over onto our sit bones. Sitting with the legs nice and crossed, right foot close to the body, left foot in front. We're going to inhale, reach all the way up. And then exhale, kind of fold forward. And again, your option is to have your blocks here to let the body and the upper body relax. 3 breaths here. Now the next inhale, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Now if you're noticing this is bothering your knees, you can also do this position with the pads of the feet together, the knees out, okay? Because I know some of us do have knee problems. Let's switch the cross of our legs. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward. Again, letting the blocks, bolster, pillow, or floor support the head. Try to ground the hips down here, so pulling them back. 2 more breath cycles. Now the next inhale, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Last thing that lifts is the crown of the head. Pause and notice. Beautiful. Bring the pads of the feet together. We're in that wide diamond shape. So holding on to the shins or the ankles. We're going to do a few cat and cow with the spine seated. Inhale, heart forward, look up. Exhale, round chin to chest. So anytime you notice that keep moving with your own breath, that your wrists and knees are bothering you with cat and cow, this is a wonderful option that can support your knees and your wrists, but give you the exact same practice or benefits that cat and cow does. So if you have knee problems too, you can also bring blocks here. Blocks are a great prop to invest in. Follow your breath, a few more. Rocking back onto that sit bone and then pulling forward, rolling the pelvis forward, look up. Let's do 2 more. And then come back to center. We're going to just do a few windshield washer. So hands come behind the bum, just supporting yourself. And we're going to bring the knees to one side. Let's take a couple of breaths here. You may notice some inner groin, inner hip. And then exhale, we're going to come to the other side. So we're going to do that 1 more time. Inhale to the side, spend 1 breath cycle here. And then exhale to the other side, spend 1 breath cycle here. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up. We're going to find our way onto our back. So any props that you want for your final resting position in Shavasana. I love to have a bolster underneath my knees. My toes get cold, so I love to have a blanket on my toes. And eye pillows are wonderful to block out any light. So find your final resting position in Shavasana. And just let this practice integrate the meditation, the breath, and the mindful movement. Inhaling as if the whole body is inhaling, and exhale as if the whole body is exhaling. Following your breath. Letting that exhale really relax the body. And if the mind wanders, acknowledge it. And gently guide it back to perhaps that mindful meditation we practiced at the very beginning. Or choose one sense to focus on. Staying in Shavasana for as long as you like.